welcome back. We are on episode 3 of the new and improved B team. I'd like to welcome the usual suspects, Jacob Gassler on the camera and stat sheets, and Mr. Colin Muller, all the way from Rochester, New York.
Thank you.
Playing football.
Thank you.
It's good to see you every Tuesday, Muller. I'll tell you what.
You know what, Mike? It's good to see you.
It's like we've never left, buddy. It's like we used to do this every single week back in the day.
It's almost like we do this every single week.
Right? Even in costumes, in a basement on a poker table.
And that's the thing. I feel like if there's anyone that's new that's listening, they don't even know how hard we go for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. They have no clue.
No clue.
The footage that we caught back in the day when it was me, you, and Jordan just bullshitting, oh my God, it was immaculate.
Dude, there was one episode where all we did was talk about, like, bad situations that we had to take shits in. Like, there was one point where that's all we talked about for, like, 30 minutes, and then that was the show. We said a few picks at the end. Like, we've come a long way since then.
Yes, we have. Yeah, we're definitely more updated. We got better audio and video. It's we're skyrocketing it up, that's for sure.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, we're back in this bitch. Let's get right into it. So, I'm going to start, obviously, with my disturbing Jets, but with positive news, I guess. Zach Wilson's surgery is successful.
Yes.
If you guys didn't know, previously he screwed up his knee, non-contact injury in the preseason game against the Birds. Didn't run out of bounds, and then he just went down, was out for the game. Just flew out to Los Angeles, got his surgery done, and is now out 2 to 4 weeks with possibly a week 1 start. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but it's great news.
I saw something that the projected starter for week 1, and it's like probably 99% going to happen, is Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, baby. I'm excited for that. I really am. I don't think it's bad at all.
No, and people forget that's a revenge game.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. The man's still got gas in the tank, I'll tell you what.
He does. He's got some miles in those legs.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, too, for once in, like, a blue moon, we actually have, like, good depth at quarterback. We don't have, like, Luke Falk or Mr. Silvestri Sr. playing as a backup.
Hey. He would do great back there.
That man can, as he would say, that man cannot throw a party. So, we got Flacco. I think Flacco is definitely going to start week 1. And listen, I think he's all right. As a backup, I think he played in 1 game last year. Is it 1 game, guys, he played in last year?
1 or 2.
He played in like 1 or 2, and I know he played the Dolphins last year, and he had a great game. I think he threw for like over 300 yards. I think he had 2 touchdowns. I think they lost, but him and Elijah Moore, I'm telling you, week 1, Elijah Moore is going to have a day because him and Elijah have a great chemistry between the two of them. I'm very excited for it.
See, that's where I was like, I'm confused what I should do with the Ravens week 1 because I want to go against them with all the controversy with Lamar and all the positive like vibes I'm getting from the Jets from you, but I can't get myself to pull that trigger.
No, you must bet against the Jets week 1. Everyone who is listening, you're not betting for the Jets. Don't get the hype from everyone on social media. You're taking the Ravens, okay? And if you lose, you lose. It's okay. It's week 1. You're not supposed to win on week 1.
What's the spread on that game?
I believe the spread is, last time I looked, it was like 4.5.
Let me tell you, if that gets to 6 points, hammering the Jets to cover that.
You're hammering the Jets?
Hammering the Jets to cover that.
I think for the sake of the community of degenerates out there, I think you stay away from that game.
Yeah, don't fall.
I think there are better games to gamble on, but week 1 the Jets always pull out a 3 to 14 start to the first half, and then they score like a garbage time touchdown. They score like 10 points. So
that's what they're going to do against the Steelers.
They're going to do that against the Ravens, against the Bengals, against the Steelers every week.
And you're going to have to go to the casino and win me money.
Oh yeah. I think me and Gassy are going to week 1 against the Ravens. We're putting the wheels in motion on that.
Gotcha. Dude, that'll be sick.
Yes, it will be sick. I would love to see old man Flacco slinging that ball.
That's on the 11th?
Slinging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, on the 11th. The last time they played each other, I think the last time they played each other was week 1, like '09 at MetLife, and I was there. And it was on September 11th, and Mark Sanchez was a quarterback, and they lost 9-0. A very close, boring game, a defensive game. And
Very
they
big
lost.
on defense.
Yeah, the Rex Ryan days. Then they went to go eat a snack after.
Oh, all right. Last thing on the Jets that I got to talk about is how the hell did they end up with the first Monday Night Football game of the season?
Who, the New York Jets?
Yeah, they played this Monday against the Falcons on ESPN.
I don't know.
Why
Man.
would ESPN do that to us? Like, I'm gonna
Yeah, I think
watch
they
because
just-
it's football, but why would they do that to us?
Because they know that New York is a big market, and they know that people are watching, especially other fans, because they know what the Jets have done. They know they still suck, but they're like, you know what? We're gonna make them face a bad team so they can lose, and that the fans and everyone else can justify their comments on how bad the Jets are.
All right.
That's exactly why they did it. And you know what? They played last year in London, I think, and the Jets lost, and Kyle Pitts had a day over in the UK.
That went surprisingly more positive than I thought it was going to go when I asked that question.
Man, we've been through enough. Mother, we know pain, man. We honestly thought when he got injured, is the last thing I'm gonna say. We honestly thought when he had that non-contact injury, it was an ACL. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's done. It's over.
Yep.
But
that would have been season done.
Yeah, but they dodged a big bullet. And I saw like a tweet, and I guess it's like a doctor on Twitter who's like certified and always like guesses these injuries, and usually he's correct. Like 19 out of 20 times he's right, but this was the one time he was wrong, and the Jets lucked out big time.
Huge.
We needed this.
Selfishly, I took the Jets under 5.5 wins. So, like, selfishly, I was like, come on, we got to get Zach back on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what
yeah.
Flacco could do?
I think he's going to do just fine. I'm surprised that Mike White is not getting the nod over him, but hey, I'm not going to argue it. Just throw someone out
baby.
there.
Experience.
Yeah,
But-
so
Yeah, so one thing, this was one of the storylines that I wanted to talk to you about. Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
what's
do you
happening
think he's
now?
going to stay?
I think he's going to stay personally. So I think what they're doing is they're withholding negotiations until week 1, or they want to get it done before week 1.
I think it's done before week 1, and then he's going to shelf it until the end of the season.
You see, now this is a weird position for Baltimore, because if they wait, it can really bite them in the ass, because if
Yes.
Lamar has an MVP type of season, he's going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league.
Yes.
If they do it now, I don't think he'll get good money for sure, but he won't be getting Patrick Mahomes money or anything like that. So I think they should do it now, because 1, it's Lamar Jackson, and 2, you can't let a guy go like that. Who else are they going to go for? You know what I mean? Like, they're a winning franchise. They have made the playoffs. I don't think they made it last year, but they made it previously. It's Lamar. I mean, it's just they got to get weapons around him.
Yeah, he's put on, I think I saw on ESPN today, 18 pounds of muscle, and he still has that like lightning quick speed. The guy's unreal. If they wait till the end of the season, they're going to be screwed financially. It's going to be like the Dak Prescott situation.
For sure, and especially in a division like that. I mean, the Steelers, like, I kind of exclude them, but if Deshaun Watson, I mean, after whatever the hell's going on there, if he's going to come back after that year, and then
You sick fuck.
you got
sick fuck. You
sick fuck. You
Oh
sick
my
fuck.
God, that was brilliant by Jacksonville.
That really got into his head too. Apparently, his training camp hasn't been stellar, to say the least.
I don't like the guy for what he did, but I also don't blame him for having a crappy preseason. He's got that going on in the background. How can you actually focus on football?
How is he going to overcome that?
He shouldn't even be on the field.
No, I don't even know why they're putting him out if they know that he's going to get suspended. But they got
you
sick fuck. You sick duck. But they got Joey B for the Bengals. I mean, if Kenny Pickett is the guy, they'll have him in the future. Like, you need to sign Lamar, because you have an easy top 2 quarterback in that division. You can't let him go. I would say, if I'm the Ravens, get it done now. because then, I mean, listen, even if they don't, he's going to play with a sense of urgency, but get it done.
That's
Don't
10
let him
years
go.
of success if you keep him easily.
Right? Exactly. So, so with the Deshaun Watson news of him not really doing too well preseason or in training camp, let's go over some other guys that actually have been playing well during the preseason and training camp. Do you have any guys?
Malik Willis, Tennessee
Malik Willis,
Titans.
yes.
Balled out in their first preseason game. He had
Yes, he
I want to
did.
say he had a rushing touchdown. He had a couple bombs down the field. Like I think he shined more than people thought he was going to.
I agree.
Yeah, and then he also had a couple sidearm throws looking like Patty Mahomes. Tannehill is going to be in trouble if he keeps playing like this.
Yeah, I think Tanny's job is on the line right now. I think he's in trouble.
Like he has to play well this year if he wants to keep that job next year because Malik Willis, his time's coming. Similar to what Patty Mahomes did in Kansas City.
Oh yeah. So were there any preseason games that really stood out to you besides the Titans game?
I mean, it was kind of just it's preseason.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at players, but the one thing I will say, why the hell were the Cowboys and Broncos on the TV when the Steelers game was happening and you have a whole quarterback controversy, you got wide receivers going off, and then who'd they play? Seattle. Seattle, you had another quarterback controversy. Like, why was that game not on and Dallas was on? I had to watch Dallas no one played.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson came in and was like, let's ride. Saying all this stuff.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
This man went full warm-up, all pads. Probably did his whole routine that I did in Seattle where he called the plays. He's like, all right, Blue 42, here we go. And there's no one in front of him. No one around him.
Shadow drills.
And And then he didn't even touch the ball on the field. He was out. Didn't even play.
For me, the two games that I was very intrigued about were obviously the Steelers and the Seahawks, and then the Commanders and the Panthers. I was thoroughly watching the Panthers to see what they were doing with Baker and Sam, but I really like the battle that they have going on right now. Mm-hmm. And Matt Rule even said, he was like, listen, I'm not even going to decide who's going to be the week 1 starter. It's going to be whoever is playing well. Whoever's showing that they're capable of starting is going to be the starter. And I like that. That was a good comment by him.
Yeah. I think deep down he knows Baker's going to be the starter. I think it has to be Baker. But it'll be interesting to see what they do come week 1.
They both looked all right, though. I mean, Baker had some good throws, and then Sam had some good throws, too. So
they're both good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
good. I didn't say great. I said good. I said good, not great.
Like you said, deep down, I think Rule knows that Baker is going to be it, but he's like holding on to Sam like the Jets fans were in year 3. Just, no, don't let him go. He might be good. But
exactly.
I think Panthers fans want Baker. You can see it. There was a video I saw on Instagram. It was like the amount of Baker chants, the amount of Sam chants, and Baker had 15 compared to Sam's 2, but it was one dude chanting Baker over and over again. He counted for 6 of them.
Ah, Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, even with the Steelers too, Kenny Pickett, I know Pittsburgh's in a ruckus right now because Pickett had, I think it was 13 for 15, 189 yards and 2 TDs. And how about that man George Pickens? Woo!
Look at Pickett and Pickens for years to come.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's a match made in heaven.
Hold up. Did you see him on the line the one play? It was clearly a rushing play. This man's lined up. That Seattle, hit that corner, had no idea what was coming at him. That man said hiking nose, boom! Fucking ran his ass. Oh, my God.
He just gave him a nice little shove and just went right over. He will be a problem.
Crazy.
And he fell in the draft, too.
Yeah, second round, right?
Yeah, he went in the second round. Yeah. I was actually shocked, but I love that picture of him standing up and watching himself getting drafted. It is hilarious. Just standing like this. Let me do it for the camera.
George Pickens from Georgia. Dog.
Yeah, dog. A bulldog.
Dog.
Bulldog. So, all right, I want to cover this quickly. So today I was doing some research, just looking online about different teams and everything. I'm gonna resort over to the Birds and the Cowboys here. I'll tell you what, the Birds' schedule is very easy.
I knew what you were gonna say.
They can start the year off I said for the first 6 games, they can start off 5-1, maybe 6-0.
Yeah.
That whole NFC East has gotten blessed by that schedule. The Cowboys have a little bit more difficult schedule because they have the Bucs and the Bengals. But if you look at the Eagles and the Commanders schedule, oh my God, it's a breeze. It's a cakewalk.
It's really going to come down to which teams pull off the in their division games. If the Eagles lose to Washington like they normally do, or to the Giants once a year, the Cowboys will coast to the division, I think. But
yeah, I mean, the Cowboys just have to win. They just got to play their game. But so do the Eagles, because I think there are a couple trap games there where the Eagles can lose. I mean, week 1, you don't even know. I mean, week 1, everyone's getting to the swing of things. Week 2, they play the Vikings. They could lose that. But after that, I mean, it's a breeze. They should win all those games.
Yeah. No, I agree. The Eagles have an easier schedule than the Cowboys, but it's going to come down to our running game, penalties, more penalties. Jesus. That game, 17 penalties that game. Unreal.
17 penalties.
And that was the only thing we had to fix according to Big Mike in the offseason. Comes in first game, 17 penalties. Ridiculous.
So that has to be on Mike McCarthy. I mean, where's the discipline in that? You can't commit easy penalties that are fixable. You can't do it.
They had a guy. So they drafted, what's his name? Oh, my gosh.
Tyler Smith. Is that his name?
Yes, Smith, O-lineman. He had 2 holding penalties in the 4 plays that he was in. It was ridiculous. The man only had 16 total penalties at Tulsa.
Wow. I mean, listen, that might have been the biggest reach in the draft.
Dallas used to be like, oh, we're going to get suspended. Now it's like, no, we're not going to get suspended. We're just going to get penalties.
They're resorting over to the penalties instead of suspensions. That makes sense.
But if we can fix that, I think the season will go swimmingly.
Yeah.
SAT word.
The Birds are favorites right now to win that division, and I'll tell you what, I think Jalen Hurts is – I think he's going to be a star. Yeah. I mean, granted, he played the Jets defense, and he got cracked by Quincy Williams, and then he had Sirianni saying, "What the fuck, Salah? What the fuck?" I don't blame him. I mean,
listen, you got to play hard.
That can't happen.
Got to play hard.
He was like 5 feet out of bounds, and he just got absolutely rocked by Quincy Williams.
Yeah, that was bad. I saw the play. The man was actually past the white line and still got hit.
Yeah, and I mean, Devontae Smith wasn't playing. A.J. Brown wasn't playing, so they can be a force, but we'll see. The Birds could be the Birds, but he took them to the playoffs last year. I think they'll do the same.
Yeah, I think both the Cowboys and the Eagles make the playoffs, and I could see them actually coming in that spot where they play each other.
I have a hot take here.
Okay.
I think the Commanders can inch their way into the playoffs.
You are high.
Yes.
Carson Wentz.
I am high on the Commanders.
Carson Wentz is not capable of winning football games.
Listen,
last year, Mike, against Jacksonville, he had an opportunity. All he had to do was tie the game or win the game. And this man had a QBR of 4.4. The average in the league is 50. This man had a 4.4 in a must-win, must-get-by game to make the playoffs. And he lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, whose coach on the weekends before games and after games was going to Ohio State and touching little girls.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was bad. I will blame Wentz because he just sucked absolute balls that game. But one, I will give credit to the Jags. Their defense was stout. And they did not give JT the ball. They did not let Jonathan Taylor just take over that game and run the ball. They put the ball in Wentz's hands saying, "Oh, go win this game." And he did not.
He couldn't. He's not going to again.
They should have just gave the ball to JT and just let him win. But
Mike, he doesn't have JT anymore.
I will say this. This is Wentz's last opportunity to even be a starter. This is his last opportunity. I think he might do okay. He's got Jahan. He's got Terry McLaurin. He's got McKissick. He's got punt team specialist Antonio Gibson. I think they'll be okay. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, even though I did put a bet on it because it had good odds.
That was dumb.
I think they might be able to sneak it.
They're going to be just above 500. That is the hottest
take I have.
They're going to be
that
just
the hottest take I have.
Just above 500, guaranteed.
I do like Ron Rivera, though, and I like their defense.
I do like Ron Rivera.
So I'll take my chances with that. I think they could – and also, their schedule's pretty damn easy. They play the Giants twice. and they play you guys.
I mean,
and they play the Birds.
So do we.
I think they'll split. I think they'll split with the Birds and the Cowboys. It's just bound to happen.
So here, I'm looking at the schedule right now. All right, they will either split with the Giants or beat them twice. They're going to lose to the Eagles at least once. They're going to lose to Dallas at least once. They're not
Agreed.
beating Green Bay. They're not going to beat Tennessee. Minnesota, 50-50.
Tennessee, you never know, man.
I know, but listen, I'm going on their day. If both teams play to
On
their
their day.
potential. Minnesota, 50-50. San Francisco, at San Francisco.
That's a loss.
That's a loss. And then versus Cleveland, later in the season, if Deshaun Watson is playing, that team is dangerous.
I don't think he's going to be playing. I think he'll lose.
I know, but that team is dangerous if he plays.
Okay.
And right there, we just listed 8 losses. Sorry, we'll say 7 because we gave 2 50-50s.
We'll see. We'll see. I think they'll be physical. They can win games. It's just Mr. Carson Wentz. That's it. I think Jahan's gonna have a great year. I think Terry McLaurin's gonna have a good year. Curtis Samuel, if he's healthy and comes back, could be a sleeper pick. Because he did okay in the Panthers. I know Gassy was high on Curtis Samuel.
That's fair.
I think he'll be okay. J.D. McKissick, one of the best third down backs in the league. Remember the name. We were high on him last year. He was a Leroy Jenkins Player of the Week.
That's
he threw
true.
Up like 24.
That is true. He was also a 69 Player of the Week.
People forget Player of the Week.
People
Brian Robinson, Alabama running back. He's going to take over Gibson's spot. Gibson is done. Stay away from him in every fantasy format ever. Just stay away from him. He's not worth it.
Are we going to talk fantasy now?
We might as well. Yeah, let's do it. So, number 1, you're staying away from Antonio Gibson. That's my lock of the century right there. Stay away from him. Stay away from the Memphis guy. He's out. He's not going to do anything.
Okay.
So let's talk about other like players that we're high on that are maybe like falling, have high value. Who do you think?
Not going to lie, you cut out there and I didn't hear a word you said.
I said
Mike. Mike?
Jonathan Taylor. How about the running back defense?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was just me. That's for Joe Spang. Joe Spang, if you're ever going to listen to this, that's for you. Do you remember
All right, so what are we doing? Are we doing sleepers or no-goes?
Let's go.
I don't know Joe
Let's
Spang.
go sleepers, and then we'll go no-goes. How's that?
All right.
So I'll go. We'll go back and forth. I think one sleeper for me has to be Saquon Barkley. It has to be Saquon Barkley. He is falling in drafts, even though he's playing for the stinky Giants.
He's the 12th ranked running back.
But he is falling. There are a lot of running backs over him. I think you take him if he's there in the second round. You take him.
No, I agree. And he's looking dangerous in preseason. He's looking strong, looking fast. He actually looks like the Penn State version of Saquon right now.
It's just that line, but it's Saquon. I mean, he can get back to his original self. They're going to feed him so much.
Yeah, they have to feed him. He's going to get yards for you.
Oh, yeah. Receptions and yards. He's going to be a stud again.
Yes. For me, I was going to say Chris Olave. I just feel like he's not getting any attention. I
agree. That was another player on my list.
Ever since the draft, I haven't heard his name. And, I mean, he's on the Saints, who have good coaching, good quarterbacks, a good team, good defense. Like, he's going to get throws. He's going to get yards. He's going to get touchdowns. And I just feel like he's going way under the radar. And I don't think people are going to take him early.
I agree 100%. He's one of those late rounders you just fill up your team with, and you maybe take a gamble on him, and you just hope for the best. He'll be the type, I think, to produce like 8 to 9 points a game, but he'll have his days where he's throwing 20, 25 up.
Yep, and he's going to be consistent.
We just both agreed on Chris Olave, Gassy. Gassy's not listening. I'm listening in my headphones, so we were talking about this before we recorded.
Oh, fair.
Will Michael Thomas stay healthy? Who knows?
Nobody knows.
Jarvis Landry, I mean, he's good. He's still the receiver that he is, but is he going to produce like he used to? No.
Exactly.
They're throwing the ball to Chris Olave. I guarantee you Winston's going to be finding him all the time. Slant Boy's not going to catch that many slant passes because everyone's expecting Slant Boy to slant.
Another thing is, you look at how Dallas was last season with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's now the biggest wide receiver there.
Yeah.
You know, like Chris Olave's in a similar spot now, and he could end up being their guy. come next year.
I agree.
So
I think he was I think he's landed in like the perfect spot. If I had to pick two receivers that were drafted this year that landed in a perfect spot, Olave and Dotson for sure.
yes. Yep.
And then another guy for me, I think people are starting to. I got two more. The
Same.
guy for me that people are starting to hype up a little bit is Cortland Sutton for obvious reasons.
Motherfucker, you took my guy. All right. Yep. I agree.
I think that obviously Russell Wilson is there. He's gonna find him. I mean, he might be the wide receiver 1 there. Judy might be the 2. It's kind of vice versa.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the best year last year. I mean, he wasn't really consistent. Wasn't putting up big numbers, but. They have a quarterback now, so they don't have Waka Flocka lock on the team. So Cortland Sutton will definitely increase in his target share. So
yeah,
you're targeting him as well. If he's there in the 5th round, 4th round, and he's a top receiver, you're taking him.
You have to take him. You can't let him slide.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right, so my next one, another wide receiver, Sky Moore, Kansas City.
Sky Moore?
I just don't see a way that he doesn't touch the ball. Like, similar to what we were saying about Olave, I think he's going to be consistent getting 8 to 10 points, maybe more on his day, just because when you play with Patty Mahomes, like, he sprays the ball around. Yeah, Kelsey gets a lot of the throws, and Tyreek Hill used to, but Hill's not there anymore.
They're going to be an interesting team, like, when it comes to, like, their receivers in fantasy, because obviously you have Juju, who's probably your 1. Yeah. We have Scantling, Marcos Valdez-Scantling. Mm-hmm. Apparently he's going to fill the void of Tyreek Hill, which I don't think he'll do, but he'll do okay.
No.
You obviously have Kelsey. You have big name Isaiah Pacheco from Rutgers.
Yep.
Coming up.
Yep.
So obviously Kelsey. Yeah, and then you have McCole Hardman, who people are still holding on to. I just don't think he's the guy.
Mm-mm.
But I think
Sky Moore. He's got the name. He's got the team.
Just fits for the Chiefs. Sky Moore.
Sky Moore.
I like that. That's a good pick.
Throw it over the field goals.
Over the field goals. And Sky Moore will be there.
That was my Yoda Patty Mahomes voice.
Kind of look like Yoda,
right?
For Halloween, you should dress up as Yoda. Or what we can do, I could be Dr. Evil and you could be Mini-Me.
I got you. I could do that.
We could do that.
Yeah, give me a bald cap and I'm in.
No, I say we just shave our heads.
All right, that's fine. We can do that.
We could do that for content.
Yeah. That'll be good. That'll be good because going into No Shave November type thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, No Shave November. Oh God, we're gonna be some Vikings over here. I'm gonna look like a graybeard in Skyrim for my Skyrim players.
I want you to grow out your beard enough where you can twist it at the bottom and have like 2 little braids.
Oh, little braids.
Yeah.
Like who's that one? Who's that one referee from the UFC? He's got he looks like a. Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Everybody knows him though.
Yeah.
He's an absolute savage. He's got like the coolest facial hair you'll ever see. All right, last guy for me.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
I think he's gonna flourish this year. Even though I hate the Dolphins, I think he's gonna flourish.
Tua needs to flourish for him to flourish. So that would be very interesting. I think Waddle's very good, but he needs Tua to throw the ball.
As a wide receiver too, and last year he was probably the most targeted receiver on that team. He's going to absolutely destroy. I mean, he's good. He was good coming out of college, and the Dolphins definitely hit on that pick. I know they took him over like DeVonta Smith. And DeVonta Smith obviously was the best receiver in that class, numbers wise, with Chase. But they took Waddle over him, and it's paid off.
Yeah, and he's going to have a lot of the attention taken off of him. With Hill being there now. So, yeah, I like that. That's a good call, actually. I didn't think about that.
Yep, so those are my breakout players.
Yeah, I got one more.
Skyrocketing. Who is it?
Travis Etienne. Mans was injured all last year. Not many people are remembering that the Clemson duo down there in Jacksonville could do some numbers.
They can. Yeah, I agree. That means he's giving James Robinson the boot. Because I saw he was taking some first-team reps, but I think he gives him the boot. I think Robinson is your goal line specialist.
Yeah, I think at least by week 5, he's got the job. If not week 1.
I think week 1. I think week 1, week 2.
For the sake of my fantasy team. Yeah.
Yes, for the sake of your fantasy team. Well, when are you going to talk about your fantasy team?
Yo, second place last year. Where were you?
Where for what? Our sleeper league?
Dynasty.
Yeah. Oh, so who do you run it with? You run it with Japina?
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm the
I'm
head coach. He's
interested
the GM.
I'm interested to see your philosophy on your team because we haven't really like all the other players in our league. We haven't really heard much from you. We haven't seen any trades by you. We haven't seen. I know you got a couple empty slots. Just gonna throw whoever in there.
We draft well. We don't do trades. We're running the process over here.
Yeah, you're going the Joe Douglas route.
It's a 5-year process.
So if you don't know, we're all me, Muller, Gassy, a couple of our other friends. We're all in a dynasty league on Sleeper app. You guys should use it. Muller has DeAndre Hopkins, who is suspended.
Hell yeah.
He's got Thielen. He's got Cook. He's got Melvin Gordon. He's got some players, but he's got a lot of empty holes he's got to fill.
That's what she said.
Who? Yes, that is what she said. But who's gonna fill it? Who's gonna fill it, Muller?
I don't know. That's Shapina's job. I'm just the head coach. I just move the pieces around. He's the one that does that. He's the GM.
So Japina is the GM.
Yeah, he's the GM. I'm the head coach. I run day to day. He runs year to year.
How do you think he's doing? What do you give him a grade about? Give him a grade.
We came in second last year. He's doing great.
He's doing great.
Oh yeah.
I think
we actually haven't spoken about the league in like 2 months.
Why is that? You're just that confident in your team?
Yeah, dude. The league that we are in, for everyone listening, this is the type of league we're in. We do a draft, and within 2 minutes of the draft ending, half the guys have traded all the draft picks they did for other people's draft picks. So why did we not just plan the draft picks so that you could just get who you want if we're all going to trade them anyways?
So where do you think you're coming in this year? Are you looking at playoffs?
We're making playoffs, third place.
Okay. It's going to be interesting because right now you got the lowest projected amount of points.
All right. Who made those projections?
Yeah, some asshole on Sleeper app.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, okay, let's go through some no-goes. So we won't stay on this long, but
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers no-go. I like it.
Don't do it.
Why? Because ayahuasca? You think he's a little tripped out?
Well, the whole team's going to be tripped out while they're playing. But regardless of that, he doesn't have Adams anymore, and I just don't see him putting up the same type of numbers that he did last year or the year before that. So, obviously, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's the MVP of the league. He tends to just screw everyone over. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I get, bit in the ass by saying this and he goes and wins the Super Bowl this year. But I mean, I'm not taking Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think anyone else should.
Yeah, I agree on that. I agree. I'm trying to think of some other players too that you shouldn't be taking.
James Conner.
Really? You see, I kind of like James Conner.
I do too.
You just don't think you should be drafting him.
All right, he's on a Cardinals team that has a quarterback that can run. They have 5 guys on that offense that can get the ball in their hands on sweet plays. I don't see him putting up big runs like we saw in Pittsburgh. I see him more as a power runner right now, just getting a few yards and then Kyler and the wide receivers doing their thing.
Just doing whatever. Okay.
Because early on, I think he'll do well because D-Hop won't be there. They're going to need to get through the first couple weeks. But after D-Hop's back, I just don't see his numbers being like that.
Do you think D-Hop's going to come back and be who he is? I mean, he is getting older.
He better be.
He better be, yeah. Says the head coach. I think one big guy for me who I whiffed on last year and I think is going to whiff again is Kenny Golladay.
Yep.
It doesn't even look like he wants to be there. That might be one of the worst contracts in NFL history, besides Muhammad Wilkerson. Remember that one, guys? That was bad. I think that is a very bad contract. He even knows it. He's just getting paid. He's just out there having fun. I'm just hanging, getting a tan, just catching some footballs.
Gotta catch some.
But Danny Jones sucks. He just doesn't like Danny Dimes, and you can tell. We're gonna see. I guarantee you, we're gonna see him and Danny Dimes arguing on the sideline. But Danny Dimes is too scared to argue, so he's just.
He won't argue, bro.
No, he's just gonna be
like,
"Coach, she's yelling at me."
I don't see Danny Dimes making it past the next 2 years.
That poor guy, man. He's getting so much hate.
Well,
Danny
bro,
Dimes.
why did they take him so high? That man was not going to get drafted until the second round, and then the Giants just drafted him.
Yeah, that was a Dave Gettleman move for sure. He fucked that one up. But
That was all I had for no-goes.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, besides that, I have some Mets stats I can throw out because I'm going to the game Friday. I'm very excited.
Who are they playing?
But they're playing the Phillies at Citizens Bank. I'm going Friday
Lovely.
and Saturday.
All right.
Yep. And we're bringing up the second-ranked prospect in the Mets farm system, Mr. Brett Beatty.
On Friday?
He's active. They already brought him up, so it just depends on when Bucky's going to put him in the lineup.
So we're pounding the Mets this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, he's a very good prospect at third base. He's a very good draft pick. I think he's going to fit in right with that offense. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good young guys. Listen to this stat. Ready? So I have two stats. I have a Brett Beatty stat and I have an Edwin Diaz stat.
Okay.
So they called up Brett Beatty. He had 19 homers in 89 games in AA.
Gotcha.
Pretty fucking solid.
Yes.
He got promoted to AAA. He played in 6 games. He batted .364 and was a stud. And he had a phenomenal glove at third. They didn't bring anyone up, and I didn't think they were going to, but they brought him up, and I'm very happy.
No, yeah. Listen, the Mets have been doing it right this year. For a team that has not done it right for many years, I feel like they're doing it right this year. And they're building a team that's going to be good for a few years, not just this year. So it's like it should be exciting for you. Like this could be a good time for Mets.
And they're not just building their team based off of power. It's all balance, which I was saying before. Like, finally. And I'm listening to this stat about Edwin Diaz, the best closer in the league, who actually might get some Cy Young votes. He has not allowed an earned run since June 18th.
Okay.
So from his stats from June 22nd to August 13th, he's pitched 20 innings, 71 batters faced, 41 strikeouts. 57.7% of the batters he's faced, he has struck out. 7 hits, 3 walks, 0 earned runs.
Play the damn song.
Play the fucking song.
He's so good, dude. Mariano Rivera, like, this is what he did. And now it's just moved to the other stadium.
I know the Braves last night, I think his name is Wilson Contreras or William, hit a home run and they played the trumpets, which is exactly why I bet on the Mets tonight. That is not going to slide. Oh, no. Yep. That's going to get them a little wild up. I think the Braves are doing it wrong.
Yep, I took Mets team total over 4.
Yeah, smart. I took a money line. They're going to win the game.
Yes. They're the best team. They have the best record in the league after a loss. I don't know if you knew that, but they do.
Really? What's the record? Do you know?
Nope. I just read a sentence.
You just read a sentence? But, yeah, I mean, I think they have, like, the second best record in the league behind the Dodgers right now. Yeah. Because the Yanks been slumping big right now.
We suck. I'm about to put the game on. Like, I don't even want us to win. I just want us to score a run. Just one run. One run is a win tonight. We could lose 3-1, but it would feel like a win. We stink right now.
They will get back there, and once playoffs happen.
Yeah, I mean,
the
positive is that our pitchers are still pitching well. Like, they're only giving up 1, 2, maybe 3 runs. It's just our bats. Like, no one's hitting the ball. We're not scoring the way we were early on. So
this is going to be my last stat, and then we're going to wrap it up here. Ever since Joey Gallo has left, the Yanks have been winless, I'm pretty sure, correct?
We are 2-10 after last night.
Joey Gallo.
Yep.
Mets,
who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So, yeah, I mean, we're wrapping up on time here because we're kind of going over, but it's another good episode. Guys, keep listening. We're going to keep pushing this podcast on our platforms. It's fun. We're fun. We got a lot more content to put out. So, with that being said, Muller, a pleasure yet again. Gassy, a pleasure.
Always.